If you're tired of Google Analytics being really confusing, then you're not alone. So in this video, I'm going to show you something called Clicky Analytics, which is a simple alternative that gives you the basic website stats that you actually need without the overwhelming complexity. We all want to know how many people came to our site, the popular pages, where the traffic's coming from. But what we don't need is 5 million different reports and a PhD to understand your own website data. So let's go over to Clicky and see just how much simpler it is to understand than Google Analytics. So here we are over at Clicky. This is one of my sites, and immediately, at least to me, this is much easier to understand and it's a much nicer layout. We've got the basics on the top left so we can get an overview. So for example, 14,500 visits for a certain time period. People are spending on average just over 3 minutes on my site. The bounce rate is 28%. They've taken 17,636 actions, which basically means clicking on internal links, external links, downloading stuff. We can see the most recent visitors. We get, the flag. We get the actual page that they went to. So we can see here, somebody from Canada at this particular time went to this article. If we come down here, somebody from the Philippines went to this article. Somebody from Sweden went to this article. And we've got the content over here that is getting the most traffic. So I can see at a glance which of my posts or pages are doing best. I've not got to search for this inside of Google Analytics and find some secret hidden tab. So that's the first thing that's really, really important for me. It's easy to understand. Now, if I click on visitors, wait for a second, we get more information. So we can see again, the people, where they're from, the landing page, and who referred them. And this little green dot just basically means that person is on the site now. So for example, this person here from the US found this page using DuckDuckGo as the referrer, and they're still here. They've been on this page just over 6 minutes. This person at the top came to this article about fruit picking in Japan. They found it on Google. This time will change when they leave the site. So again, we've got all this information, and we can see that some people leave after a short period of time. Some people stay a little bit longer. And as we scroll down, I can see that at a glance, most people are coming from Google at the moment. We've got some Facebook traffic. We've got some Bing traffic, ChatGPT. And if we come down, we'll find more things. We've got Facebook. This is just an overview at a glance of the visitors. Now, if I click on content, what we will see when that opens up is we'll see the content that has proven to be the most popular for that particular time period. And we get these articles here. So we've got cheapest months in Japan, bringing food in Japan. Now what's interesting is I can choose a specific article. So if I go to this article, Facts About Okayama, which is a certain area of Japan, once that opens up, I'll get more information. And what we can see here, if we scroll down, is the majority of this traffic isn't actually coming from Google. It's coming from Facebook. So I know at a glance that the post I made on my Facebook page is responsible for sending this traffic, and it's obviously doing a good job because pretty much everybody has come to this article from Facebook. So what does that tell me? It tells me to create more of those similar kinds of images with text overlay on my Facebook page. Maybe I want to, share them at a similar time on different days of the week for other articles. And then I can leverage that same strategy to get traffic to other articles that are about other areas of Japan. But without this information, I wouldn't have known that. I might have just assumed the traffic was coming from Google or Bing or somewhere else and not realizing that this traffic was being sent here by Facebook. So I get really good information, and it allows me to make decisions to create very similar kinds of content on Facebook for other similar articles and then try and leverage stuff that way. How else can we make decisions? Well, we can go back here and I can look at my popular content over this time period, and I can see that they're not generally speaking about physical locations. This one is, but this is a cultural keyword. These are things about entering Japan. This is about when to enter Japan, specifically related to costs. So I know that we've got people probably that have never been to Japan but are considering making a booking, and they're looking for practical information as opposed to exactly where to visit. So I can make other kinds of articles related to this. So what I've done is I've gone over to Claude and I've just basically said these topics on my Japan site are the most popular with my readers, and I've got my 4 topics here. I need 20 similar topics or post ideas to write about on my Japan travel site that would appeal to the same kind of person. As you can see, these topics are not related to specific destinations. So let's see if we get any ideas. Now, Claude doesn't know what I've already written about, so it might give me stuff that I've already covered, but it might give me some good ideas. So for example, I've already written about this, but I haven't talked about using Japan's coin lockers on my site. That's a good idea. I don't know whether I'd get away with tipping in Japan as an article, but I've got an article on shopping etiquette, tattoo restrictions, navigating Japan. I've got an article about Japanese phrases. So you see, sending luggage ahead, that's a great piece of content which I'm in the middle of writing. Renting Wi-Fi, bathroom tech, which sounds weird if you've not been to Japan, but that is actually a thing. Dealing with earthquakes as a tourist, it can be a worry for a lot of people. Allergy-friendly dining, I'm not sure if I'd go with that. Bathing etiquette, I've covered that already. Navigating Japan during national holidays, that's really important for visitors because they want to know when the holidays are because they can be crazy busy times. This is no big deal because tap water's fine. It wouldn't warrant an article. But out of that 20, I've probably got about 4 or 5 ideas that I could run with. And the only reason I've got those ideas is because I could leverage on the data that Clicky provided me at a glance. Now, yes, that data would also be inside Google Analytics, but I'd have to search for it and open up tabs and have all these filters going on, and it just wouldn't be easy to read. So I really recommend Clicky Analytics if you have a website or websites. For this particular plan, it's about $10, I believe, per month, and you can have it on 10 sites. Super easy to install. I've got tutorials, but you just basically get a little bit of code that you copy and paste on your site and it's done. It's not difficult at all, and they've got tutorial videos. Again, easy to use. Once it's on your site, the data comes in, and it's just a case for waiting for, Clicky to start to read the data, and then it presents it automatically and it updates instantaneously. So if you want to check Clicky out, I'll leave a link below this video. I use it, I recommend it, and it helps make better decisions. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take care.